Good evening, my name is Garrett and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is Blackened x Wes Henderson Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished in white port wine casks, coming in at a 58.1% ABV. However, the website does say it is a 6-year-old bourbon in here. So I'm a fan of Blackened, obviously. I think that their ideas are really good, and to be honest, for a celebrity brand, they do a pretty darn good job. Now, what makes them a little different than others is that they actually play music during their cask process, where they blast Metallica music over certain different playlists that you can actually look up on their website and see what songs were played at that time. Wes Henderson is the co-founder of Angel's Envy, so they got with him and came up with this idea of finishing that bourbon that's 6 years old in that port wine cask, unchilled, filtered, and they kept it at cask strength. I'm excited to see what comes across here. As always, we tried it 2 different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add a drop of water, see what changes up. All right, let's get into it. As always, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that kind of good stuff. I will link my other reviews of Blackened's products up above and down below when they're live. I'm excited for this. Again, I am a huge fan of Blackened. I just really do enjoy their whiskeys. And this is a limited run bottle, so we don't know how many bottles are necessarily out there. But if you find it, you find it. And we'll get to that part in the market price section. That is so dark. That is crazy, crazy dark. All right, let's go for notes. Wow, that port wine in there. That is pears and dark fruit, like raisins or plum. Holy crap. You get a bit of the oak in there from the cask. Get that beautiful vanilla caramel going on. But if you would have told me they accidentally dumped some port wine in here, I would have agreed. I'd be like, yeah, there's some port wine in this. It's that present. It's very light, and you can tell it's a white port wine. Wow, that is fruity and friendly. Surprisingly, no ABV on the nose, nothing sharp on that side. Oh, a little bit of spice in there. Like dry cinnamon. Oh, that pear though. You definitely get this beautiful, juicy pear note on there. All right, let's go for taste. Yeah, that is gorgeous. Though it's at that high ABV, it doesn't burn really. Got a beautiful mouthfeel to it, coats the palate super well. Definitely dark, rich fruit notes like plum and raisins, and definitely you get this big burst of fruity pear at the beginning. But once those dial out, you get this nice, rich, dark oak and that beautiful light vanilla in there. A little bit of spice going on too. A little bit of nuttiness now in my second sip. A little bit of just richness. It is definitely, I've had other port wine finish things. This is great. It does a really good job really showcasing that finishing process, bringing out those sweeter notes. Again, that pear, and then you get this richness from it. That plays so well with a Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. I can't complain one bit. This is almost as rich as like a dessert. Like a super velvety cake. That's, triple, quadruple chocolate. And it's just got so much complexity that you almost get a bit of cherry in there. And the oak is so prominently dense because of that cask strength. That is unreal. I love the dry nuttiness that's in there as well. Just a little bit at the finish of it. It's not super like nutty, but there's just a nice light dusting of a nuttiness at the end. That is gorgeous. I am shocked on how good. I was curious because I didn't think they could get a white port wine cask to show up that clearly in a Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. If it was a darker port wine, maybe. We've seen a lot of things be able to do that as well. So that would have made a little more sense to me. But in the bottle, it's 2 different worlds. All right, let's Let's add a little bit of water. Let's see what changes up here. Even in the linger here, beautiful dark fruits with that dark cherry note. Oak is showing up. It is really showcasing itself well. Curious what a little bit of water will do. It'll obviously cut out a few things, but it might make it go a little sweeter. Curious. All right, let's go for notes. Oh yeah. Does make it go a little sweeter. ABV does show up a little bit more, which I kind of expected as well. You don't get quite as much of the dark fruit note. The pear is still showing up, but the dark fruit really isn't showing up as much. It's not bad. Spice is definitely showing up. You get more cinnamon, nutmeg, maybe a little clove in there. Oh, that's almost going. Again, that's getting like richer and richer every time I smell this. That is beautiful. If anything, it goes a little almost expired fruit note, like something that's overly ripe. All right, let's go for taste. Oh, that's good too. Ah, there it is. I was waiting for that expired fruit note. So it starts off a little lively, a little pop of the cherries showing up. The fruit note is definitely lighter, not as heavy, dense, and not as rich, like my example of being the quadruple chocolate cake. It's not that. It's definitely lighter, a little more friendly on those. It's not as dense, but the ABV does show up a little bit more. Still has an okay mouthfeel to it. Obviously, because we added that water, it broke it up, so it's not clean as much, but still has a really decent one to it. The sweetness is showing up, maybe a little bitterness here at the end. And again, that bitterness probably coming from that, what I deem the over-ripened fruit note, but it's not super bad. A little more of that nutty, dusty note showing up here. Definitely more than a neat version. That is gorgeous. As always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. This has so much beautiful character to it. This goes a little more simple, and it loses out on what that port wine was really bringing across, I feel like. Because again, it kind of goes more of that over-ripened fruit note. It's not bad. You still get the vanilla, you still get the caramel, you get a little bit of the oak. But definitely, it doesn't have quite the mouthfeel. The thickness is all gone, and that beautiful, beautiful pear is washed away. The dark fruits aren't quite there, but it does go a little more cherry, a little more classic Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey with that bit of fruit twist on there. It's not too bad either. I kind of like it too, but definitely I'll be drinking this one neat. So, all right, let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. So I ended up paying about $110 for this, and I kind of kicked myself in the butt because I actually found it at $96 before that. And I didn't grab it right away, and I went back like the next day or so, and it was gone. So I'm very much kicking myself in the butt. However, most websites are selling this. I've seen it go as low as $100 all the way up to $150, $160. This seems to be a lot more accessible one than the Willet version, and especially for price reasons. This one definitely, I don't think I've ever seen the Willet go super low. This one, again, it means that I've seen it as low as $96. $110, I don't think is a bad price for it. I love its process. I love the flavors it's bringing across. Keeping it cask strength for this series is a must. Hell, I'd even maybe step it up and say go single barrel at that point. Maybe. I don't know. But I have to say that this is a gorgeous bottle. Would I pay $150 for it? Maybe. Again, I've collected all of them to this point, so I probably would, but I wouldn't overpay for it. If this is your first time getting into Blackened, I wouldn't recommend starting here. Try out their standard cask strength or their standard Blackened. Both of those are great bottles and pretty accessible. The rye version is gorgeously done, and the Willet version is phenomenal. This is definitely going toe-to-toe with it, but I think I like the Willet version a little bit better. But I have to say this again, I'm not disappointed paying $110 for it. It's a really good pour. If you're a Metallica fan or an Angel's Envy fan, this is a great mashup. That white port wine is doing so much good for this bottle. I can't wait to share it with more people. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Blackened X Wes Henderson Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, finished in white port wine casks. If you have any question about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirit I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may our last drink of the night be the best one.